What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at MSTR and Bitcoin today. We closed at 337.58, currently sitting at 337.09 after hours. Pretty much a flat day. We closed the day prior at 344.26, and we ended up closing today at 337.58. The highest we got today was at 343. And the lowest part that we saw was 334, so pretty much sideways, not too much action going on. And when you take a look at the volume, you can see it was an 8.4 million a day, which is a pretty low volume considering that the average is normally anywhere from 11 to 12, at least as of lately. When we had our aggressive blow off moves to the upside, we were seeing anywhere from 30 to 50, even 100 million volume per day. We would love to see one of these moves like this. We'll see where things go, but right now it looks like we're just trending sideways. But these flagpoles have called significant moves prior. This one called this one, and right now this one is absolutely deviating completely. Not even close to what we thought. We thought with this beginning move right here that it would potentially, get the move going, and we've kind of just traded sideways, and now we're actually forming a double top at the moment. As you can see, we're just creating that double top. We'll see where price wants to go. We are finding support off of this 323 level currently. We'll see if we can hold it for the week and at least continue to trend at least in this zone before making some kind of decision, either to the downside, retest and go down further, or to chop, break out, maybe retest either the trend line or this zone and then have a move higher. Hopefully we can start to see an aggressive move to the upside, but at the same time we can't expect anything very aggressive to the upside because Bitcoin has been dropping and bleeding out little by little. So if Bitcoin's bleeding out, we definitely can't expect anything from MSTR, because even when Bitcoin's doing pretty well, sometimes MSTR isn't doing the best. When we look at Bitcoin on a weekly perspective, this is pretty much an engulfing candle at the moment. We haven't broken underneath this wick right here yet, sitting at 111,800. But once we do, then we can start looking at this next key level at 111 to around 110. Hopefully find a bounce. If we were to lose that zone, then we would more than likely close, retest off of this zone, and potentially find that next zone at 106 to around 105. But on the weekly, we still have 3 days left, compared to MSTR, which has like 19 hours or something like that, because Bitcoin trades into Sunday. So we still have 3 days to make a nice move to the upside, hopefully. On the daily, we're holding on the exact same line that we've closed at prior. We haven't seen a lower close just yet, even though it looks like it could be forming. This last close was lower than these two candles over here, but it does line up with the candle closes over here. And like I said, we are still holding these wicks right now for the time being. If momentum continues to the downside, then like I said, we have to watch this level for the close, retest, and push further. Hopefully we get some kind of V-shaped recovery. If we were to get a V-shaped recovery and break above that wick and eventually above this structure, we could get a clean move all the way up to around 117 to around 118.5. So typically once you break this white line right here, it would be a clean move because of the clean traffic here. But this has been a pretty key zone right here. As you can see, multiple bounces off of this level, acting as support and resistance, and then support again. We can't discount this level right here. When we look at the fib here off of this leg, the levels that I would be looking for some kind of potential continuation to the downside would be the 0.5 to 618. So that's going to be around 118 to around 119.8 or so, that entire zone. And then the 382, which is around 116. So those are going to be the zones that I'd be kind of cautious about, and not because they have any kind of actual structure to them, but because of the fib levels that are always key levels, and they always play a key part in where price goes. So 0.5 to 618 could potentially find some kind of rejection and continue that price movement down. The best case scenario, of course, would be breaking the 0.5 of 618, holding it and bouncing off of it, and then completely flipping this bearish narrative to the downside and making it a bullish move, maybe some kind of inverse head and shoulders or something, and then we can start to push up higher from there. When we zoom out and look at the 3-month perspective, we still look pretty solid, in my opinion. You know, we've had our nice moves up, our pullbacks, and we've kind of just been stair-stepping our way up. We have rejection, but when you look at the 3-month, like I said, you still have a month and 9 days. So a lot could still happen, and we could end up getting a nice close back above. This last candle was incredibly bullish. As you can see, we closed. The highest close we had on the 3-month was 93K. And this one closed at 107. So this could just be an early rejection and then a continuation to the upside, hopefully breaking this midline. But like I've said previously, I think the midline will serve as some kind of resistance because price has bounced off of that level prior. So it has been a key player in support and resistance, mostly resistance, as you can see. So I kind of expect it to play out like that once again. And we've kind of already touched it when you look at the 3-month, but when you zoom in on lower time frames, we haven't touched it just yet. But we are getting relatively close. And the further the dates move out, the higher that target will be. So if we go to the next candle on the 3-month, you can see that the midline is sitting at around 140. Then you factor in like a wick, and maybe you're sitting at 145, 150 or so. So it's something to take into consideration. And it also lines up with our theory of us potentially finding a top off of this midline. And like I said, just because it says 150 at this time right here in December doesn't mean that we can go higher. Like I said, we can always wick, just like we did over here. We can wick, 10% higher and then continue to move down. If we get the incredibly bullish scenario that everybody wants to see, then maybe we touch the top of this channel right here, like we've already done. And we're kind of in the same camp for the total market cap. We've had 2 touches already. As you can see, had one there, a second one over here. We'll just count this as one over here because it happened in that 2021 time frame, or in the same cycle, I would say. And we'll see if we can make it up there. I mean, if that were to happen, you're talking about a 4x move. So we'll see if that happens. I mean, that's going to take a lot of capital flowing through crypto in general, not only through Bitcoin, not only through Ether. It's going to have to flow through all coins, meme coins, everything. So that would be peak euphoria, peak FOMO for this move to happen. We'll see if it ends up playing out. We have seen it play out before where we touch the top, accumulate, touch the top, accumulate, and we'll see if we can touch the top again. Make sure you guys check out the WAP link in my bio. You can see it in the channel description. It's not going to be under this video. You have to go and check the actual bio. Check that link there. You'll find it. You can see it in the description as well. Check out the Discord. See if you guys are interested in the things that are listed. You'll see it all on the store page. Yeah, make sure you check it out. And I'll be keeping you guys more in depth on everything in there. And make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe on the video. It always helps. I appreciate all your support. And I'll see you guys in the next one.